Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Joymon vs Code. I am Joy. I am a passionate software engineer to solve problems regardless of tools and technologies. I love coding and like to share my knowledge with all of you. This time I am coming with a series of tutorial on a particular technology called Hugo. Hugo is a static site generator. Finally, we are into the Hugo details after a big introduction. So Hugo is written in the Go language. Some of you may be familiar with what is Go language. It is considered to be the successor of C++. Though it is written in Go language, we don't need to be a Go experts. Also, we don't need to install Go in our machines to work with Hugo. Hugo comes with its own CLI. That will be enough. Anything and everything in Hugo will be done in command line. So the command is Hugo, then it accepts different operations and different parameters. Though Hugo doesn't come with its own default template, there are so many templates available in the market. Themes.gohugo.io is a place where we can look at themes and we can get those themes into our application. As I mentioned earlier, Hugo comes with its own development server. So during the development, we can see side by side the code and the site, and it support live reload so that we don't waste our time. Unlike some other static site generators, Hugo don't have separate folder for content which are public or draft. Hugo differentiate a post whether it is published or draft by an indication in the front matter. Front matter is something, a metadata about a post or a page which is included in the page itself. Other important nature of Hugo is it is convention based. If you are an developer, you may be aware about convention based as well as configuration based. In convention based, the tool or platform take a convention and we have to understand what is their conventions. For example, if you create a file in the content folder in Hugo, it will understand as a page. You don't need to mention your pages in a list or somewhere else. Similarly, there is a themes folder. Whatever comes under the themes folder, Hugo will consider as a theme. You don't need to give explicitly what are the themes available in my project. That's again convention based. This is just touching the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of things when we talk about the introduction of Hugo. You can just Google around and find what are the features of Hugo. I don't want to give full details in this small session. This may not be the full list of Hugo advantages. These are some of the advantages what I have seen. Don't go by this list. Once you do the Hugo, you can easily find what are the advantages of Hugo over the other static site generators or over the other technologies like PHP, WordPress or ASP.NET, whatever you are familiar with. The first one I have noticed is the speed. Hugo is really fast. To my experience, it is completing almost everything in milliseconds. I'm not dealing with a big website which is having hundreds of pages. It's a small website, my own portfolio website, 7, 8 pages. That it is doing really great. And what I heard from internet or the people who are working with Hugo is like it can even deal with hundreds of pages very easily. We should thank to Go language for getting this fast static site generator. It supports data formats like YAML, TOML, and JSON. JSON, you may be familiar, JavaScript object notation. YAML is also a new one which people are getting familiarized. Yet another markup language. Hugo support TOML as well, one more different markup language. As I mentioned, we can call the web APIs during the site generation and pull the data, then organize into the static site. If you take the joymononline.in example, it is showing the recent blog posts. I have 3 blogs running, so from there I have to show 3 recent articles. In order to do that, I am calling the Blogger API that will give me 3 recent articles and that will be embedded into my Hugo site. Another interesting thing I have noticed in Hugo is a pipe support. If you are a Linux user or a PowerShell user, you may be familiar with pipes in programming. Pipes will help us to easily organize the code and it is really readable. We know what are the states, what are the stages in the processing. We will cover that when we go in detail. These are some disadvantages what I have seen. Again, don't go by this. You try yourself, and there may be a different disadvantage, or you may not feel this as a disadvantage. The first thing I want to talk about the learning curve. It has a huge learning curve. I have around 15 years in the software industry. I am well familiar with many languages as well as the web development, but still it took me like 1 week to get familiarized with the Hugo terminology and the concepts. Again, it depends on the person, how he is aware about the Hugo, or how he is aware about other static site generators, things like that. Once we overcome the learning curve, it is a breeze. I'm currently addicted to the Hugo templating. That's the reason I am doing this series, so that others can also get benefited from Hugo. The learning curve should not be limiting anybody from taking advantage of Hugo. Coming to the data, it supports data formats such as JSON, YAML, and TOML. The legacy or the old data formats are not supported. Another thing is, when you call an API from the Hugo template, it will support authentication by the URL. If you are consuming an YouTube API, you can consume it by using the API key, but you may not be able to consume that using the OAuth or any other header based authentication mechanism. Your URL should be able to hold the security secret or security key what is required. No way to inject the headers, or no way to extend it to work with our own authentication mechanism or a standard authentication mechanism. That being said, there is no plugin support. If you are in Jekyll or some other static site generator, they may be supporting plugins. You can write code to do your own custom task. Here, there are no plugins. We have to live with what is available in the Hugo. Coming to the themes, there is a high dependency on the theme. If your theme is wrong, pages will not be shown, or your life will be in mess. It doesn't comes with a theme, but it is dependent upon theme. Some themes require a specific parameter, and if you don't include that parameter in your front matter or in the site configuration, the theme will not work, and that will end up we reverse engineering the theme and becoming an internal expert of the theme. Eventually we will end up like creating our own theme to make it working. That being said, that is about the introduction of Hugo, and I hope you got some idea about Hugo. Other things you can Google around. I don't want to be a typical teacher who spoon feed everything. I'm trying to create some interest in you so that you can go and explore yourself. In case of any queries or comments, you can add into the comment box. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.